This you call a win-win-win. It's the bottom line. Yes, see, we agree.
Outside of the store where the president delivered his remarks, dozens of protesters demanded an increase in the minimum wage.
We got power! Walmart! Our Walmart! Walmart! Our Walmart! Walmart! Our Walmart! That's the kind of power! People power! Who got the power? We got the power!
My name is Ben Field. I'm the head of the Labor Council in this county. I'm here to support Walmart workers. I'm here to demand that this president do what he's promised and make income inequality an issue that he does something about.
Are you surprised that he would come to Walmart in Silicon Valley?
I'm very disappointed, and my feeling is one of deep betrayal that he would be here to stand with Walmart, which is the prime example of a low-road employer in this country.
And how do Walmart workers live in Silicon Valley?
They barely get by. Walmart workers in this county are unable to afford the basics because Walmart pays so poorly and doesn't provide benefits. It's got to stop.
And what is the labor movement doing about that?
We are calling attention to the plight of Walmart workers, to the need for income equality provisions that build good quality jobs in this valley, and we are building a coalition that's going to achieve greater income equality in this valley.
My name is Angela. This is a quote from Barack Obama stating he's not afraid to stand up to Walmart in regards to wages, healthcare, etc., and that they have a responsibility as a profitable business to take care of their workers, etc. Apparently he's backing up on his word now.
And why is that? I mean, why is he going to this Walmart?
Well, he's here to support the CEO, is my understanding, in regards to this being an environmentally friendly store. But I do have to add that 75% of their stuff is from China, so I don't find that to be very environmentally friendly.
And why is that? They have to import it over a long distance?
Oh yes, yes, and they don't have the standards of care as far as, factories and all that we do here. So it affects jobs and communities, and, he does state that they have a responsibility in the communities that they're in to take care of their workers and other workers. So I find this to be kind of a little bit of a contradiction of words.
And the workers, what are their average wage of these Walmart workers? Do you have any idea?
Well, they say it's 11, but...
Is that what they say?
That's what they say, but...
And how do you live on Silicon Valley with $11 an hour?
Not very well.
I talked to some homeless people here, some people having trouble surviving. Is Walmart helping them or hurting them?
I think hurting. You lift up the Walmart workers in regards to their salaries and their health cares, and you lift up all workers. So they're a top company, #1 retail in the world, I believe. There's 3 of the Waltons on the Forbes top 10 list. So they can afford to do better by the workers. So the way I see it, their motto is, what is it? Pay less, live better. Pay their employees less, and they live better.
Do you think President Obama knows about the situation of workers at Walmart?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He knows about it. He said this is his quote, "I'm not afraid to stand up to Walmart and to talk to them about better wages," so he knows. He should be visiting Walmart, but he should also take advantage of that opportunity to talk to them about their working conditions, their wages, etc. They deserve to be treated decently, to have the protections, that we have as workers here in regards to anything from protecting their hands from dye, etc.
My name is Marilyn Travis. I'm a sophomore at Stanford, and I'm here to support Walmart workers who I feel deserve a higher wage, a fair wage, and also support those who have been hired unjustly.
My name is Patrick Cuyo. I'm from San Jose State University. I'm here today to support the local unions for fair wages.
And why do you think President Obama is visiting a Walmart here in Silicon Valley?
Well, according to the news, he's trying to support Walmart because they're trying to go green in the next couple of years. However, I think that he should be speaking more to their labor abuses rather than their whole mission to go green in a couple of years.
And what are their labor abuses?
Union busting, starvation wages, and the list goes on.
And are you surprised that he would visit a Walmart in Silicon Valley?
I'm very much surprised because he's been talking a lot, especially in his State of the Union addresses, about the need to raise the minimum wage nationally. yet he's talking to a corporation that's been opposed to that, to any sort of minimum wage initiative in terms of raising it. So I'm very much surprised. Yeah.
And in Silicon Valley, you have a lot of billionaires, but it seems like regular people, are having trouble living.
Exactly. I think we have the highest concentration of billionaires here in Silicon Valley. Yet, you know, there are so many people suffering in terms of, you know, stagnant wages. So, yeah.
And at San Jose State, your fees.
Oh yeah.
Going to college. I mean,
new fees on top of tuition. There's a talk of a new student success fee.
What is a student success fee? What is that?
Well,
it sounds like you can't afford it.
Yeah, it's going to be around $800, and it's supposed to help fund, I guess, more computers on campus and whatnot. But we can't afford that.
Why are they charging students when you have all these billionaires in Silicon Valley? I mean, you've got many billionaires, yet they want to take it out of students.
To be honest, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I really don't understand. Again, like what you're seeing around the country is a lot of a lack of investment in education, when we should be really taxing a lot of these billionaires more, so we have more money to invest in education and other social programs around the country.
People cause the power up, people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power up, people cause the power up, people don't stop. Say what?
Here today to ask President Obama to support Walmart workers instead of supporting the company that is bringing wages in America down. The people on Main Street cannot make their ends meet, and that's an American basic need for us to have a roof over our head, food on the table, and to pay our utilities. We're asking for basic needs, which is not much. We're asking Walmart to pay us $25,000 a year, and to stop retaliating against us, and to stop and give us respect. And we want. I'm a little shocked because I was all behind President Obama. I donated, I campaigned, I made phone calls to get him elected, and to see him here at Walmart, which is the worst employer in the country. I make $12 an hour, and Walmart only gives me 24 hours a week. So I don't make my basic needs. Even if you make $12 an hour, if they're not giving you 40 hours, then you can't survive. And I'm a mother of 3, a grandmother of 7, and I cannot take care of my basic needs. And that's the story in every Walmart across this country. So President Obama, please stand on what you said as a senator, that you were behind the workers. You just said a few days ago that you were against income equality. Well, Main Street is suffering, President Obama. Please talk to Walmart and tell them to respect their associates and pay the people of America a basic wage, a living wage.
Fred Hirsch, Vice President of Plumbers and Fitters Local 393.
Are they supporting this rally here today?
Yes. This president shames the rest of the country by coming anywhere near celebrating anything at this dishonorable, cheating, outsourcing corporation that screws its workers here and in every country abroad.
And why would he come to
because there's some, I have no idea, because except that he's ruled by the biggest money in the country, and Walmart is the biggest corporation at present.
And I've interviewed some workers here, homeless people are having trouble living in Silicon Valley. How do you live with the rents and the cost of living here?
Under bridges and under tents and in camps and pushed from here to there. And that's the future of the working class if we don't fight back.
My name's Lori Mesa, and I'm with the United Food and Commercial Workers, Local 5, and with the UFCW Women's Network. And so I'm here today to basically protest against Obama because he isn't living up to his word as far as supporting workers to make a living wage and to have decent health care.
Well, he says he's here because they're going to do something good with the climate. And,
he's here to discuss environmental issues, but as we know, Walmart is not a worker-friendly employer, and we have the executives making big money, and they're drawing in billions of dollars that they could actually be giving back to their workers to help them be able to support their families and make a living wage.
Well, do you think he's aware of what the conditions are for the workers here who have
He's very much
living in
aware.
Silicon Valley?
He's very much aware. He has spoken to the UFCW and said that he would support to help to make Walmart a better employer, to fight for the workers that work here, to help them to have a better living for their families. It is kind of a shame that he has taken this stance, and a slap in the face to us that he decided to come and speak here at Walmart. And even though he's saying it's for environmental, we still feel that this is a slap in the face to us, to labor, that he chose this place to come and support.
Now, I've talked to some of the people here, and a lot of them, there are some homeless people, there are workers here who are barely making it. How do you live on Walmart wages in Silicon Valley?
Well, actually, the community helps. A lot of the Walmart workers are supporting their families through subsidized food stamps and WIC programs. They're able to provide for their families because Walmart does not offer to them a wage that they can provide for their families.
Do you think it should be legal that a billion-dollar company like Walmart is forcing a taxpayer to pay for their workers?
There should be penalties. There should be penalties to an employer like this, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
And do you think President Obama is going to bring that up today?
I don't know. I would hope that he would, but the message has been that he's here to speak environmentally, as to how good this company is, to the solar panels that they put. But if there's money that they're saving, then that money should be given then back to the employees.
Well, your members are members of UFCW, different even union workers here in Silicon Valley seem to be there's a social crisis. Regular working people can't afford to live in the Bay Area, in San Francisco, yes. Silicon Valley. How is that being affected by Walmart?
What Walmart does is they come in and they break down the market share, and so they're paying their employees less. They're not providing them with decent health care, and so therefore it makes it difficult for us to be able to negotiate decent contracts for our unionized employers because they say that their competition is Walmart, and they can't compete against the low wages and not paying health care or pensions.
Now, this area, Los Altos, you've got a growing number of billionaires. It's kind of the center of Silicon Valley. Why is it that in a time of wealth for the people at the very top, working people, yourself, other workers are suffering and can't survive?
It's greed. I believe, the cost of things to live here in the Bay Area, instead of, people saving, because of solar panels where they're, saving on, their energy bills or whatever, their costs are not coming down. And so their costs keep going up, is what they say, and so they say they have to pass that along, and unfortunately wages have not kept up to the cost of living.
And my coworkers here to meet President Obama, but Walmart and its associates are cutting us off, and now we can't even see him, and we're all the way.
Yeah, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! Yeah, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! Now, who got the power? We got the power!
What's your name?
My name is Efren Aguilera, and I'm here supporting Walmart workers to stand up and fight for their rights. We're here supporting the workers locally here in order for them to get the information, support the campaign, our Walmart, and join the rest of the group that are nationally organizing themselves to become a better Walmart.
Are you surprised that President Walmart, who was supported by UFCW and other unions, would be visiting a Walmart here?
I'm so disgusted. We fought so hard to get him elected, and I'm so disappointed that he's speaking on behalf of Walmart today. It's just a shame. Actually, I came from Salinas Valley. I work under Fresh Express for about 6 years, and from there I become a union representative for the Ag Division department.
Walmart workers, low-paid workers, live in Silicon Valley, live in the Bay Area?
That is a very good question. They're doing miracles in order to survive with those low wages. I can tell you that.
We're here supporting the workers.
And what are the issues for the workers, do you think?
The issues are that they're not getting paid a living wage, and so they're having a hard time making ends meet.
Are you a worker?
I'm not. I'm a student.
Where at?
Stanford.
Stanford. And how are Stanford students, I mean, what do you think about living in Silicon Valley that workers can't afford to live here?
You know, it's really tough because a lot of times we're kind of blinded by the bubble of our campus, but you got to make an effort to kind of break out of that bubble and make a difference, because it's not just about school, it's about the world and greater issues.
Are you surprised that President Obama came and visited?
Saving your voice for a second country.
You know, I was a little bit surprised, yeah, but I heard that, you know, maybe their sustainability attempts have been really great at this Walmart, so that's why he's making the stop. But, you know, there's still bigger issues than that going on, so, you know, it might be one small victory for the environment, but there's also such a struggle going on. My name is Stephanie.
I'll take care of your lungs.
Is this, what is your banner?
Take care of your asthma.
Our banner says President.
My name is Catherine Nasal. I'm a part of a Filipino youth organization called Anak Bayan Silicon Valley, and we represent the rights of Filipino and Filipino-American youth all around the world. So we are here to support workers and communities here who are fighting for workers' rights. And we are not only suffering abuse here in the United States, but we are suffering abuse in the Philippines, where we face extreme conditions like U.S. militarization that force us to migrate. So we are calling on President Obama and Walmart to end a U.S.-led free trade agreement that will give foreign corporations the privileges to continue to exploit workers both here and abroad in the Philippines. So we call on President Obama to fight for the workers' rights and long live international solidarity for workers here in the United States, in the Philippines, and abroad. Yes. The people, united, will never be defeated! Will never be defeated!
The people, united, will never be defeated! The people, united, will never be defeated! The people, united, will never be defeated! The people, united, will never be defeated!
What's up, y'all? I'm Michael Jackson from the Filipino Association of Workers and Immigrants and the National Alliance for Filipino Concerns. We're here today in solidarity with the Walmart workers. Walmart workers and workers in a lot of different industries constantly face labor exploitation and abuse. They face wage theft. They're not paid for all the hours they work. They are paid below minimum wage. They're trafficked here. They are illegally terminated, arbitrarily terminated. They face health and safety violations, just so many issues. Yes, boo to workers' rights violations. Now, again, we like Catherine, we do a lot of organizing in the Filipino community, and we heard from some workers today that at this particular Walmart, probably about 80% of the workers are Filipino. Now, it's not a coincidence that a lot of workers are coming here from countries like the Philippines because of poverty, because of landlessness, because of the lack of genuine land reform. In countries like the Philippines, people from countries all over the Asia Pacific, from the Middle East, from Africa, from the Middle East, from Latin America, are coming here to this country to support their families. They're forced to separate from their families so that they can provide for them thousands of miles away. So people come to this country to work. People work at Walmart to support their families, and like the worker who was speaking earlier, they're illegally fired, or they're not told about their labor rights. Countries are treated as commodities and exploited by multinational corporations, and we really need to take a stand against that and the fact that corporations are exacerbating and perpetuating the conditions that are forcing people to leave their home countries and get exploited here in the first place.
Tell them!
So what do we do when workers' rights are under attack? What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When Walmart workers are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
The people united
will never be defeated!
El pueblo unido!
My name is Ben Field. I'm the executive officer of the South Bay Labor Council, representing 90 unions, 100,000 working families in the South Bay. And I think I speak for everybody here when I say we all feel a deep sense of betrayal today, right?
Yes, sir.
We elected this president. We elected this president, and it is wrong for him to be standing by Walmart today. Why? You all have heard about the gift that keeps on giving?
Yes.
Yeah, well, Walmart is the curse that keeps on cursing.
Tell it.
Walmart pays its workers poverty wages.
Yeah.
It benefits from all of those food stamp dollars that come into Walmart. Yep. It profits from poverty. Yep. Right?
Yes.
And then we pay for that. We taxpayers pay to subsidize their low road activities.
Yes.
And what makes it even worse is that helps Walmart compete against high road, good quality employers that are providing good quality jobs.
Yes.
It's wrong, wronger, and wrong again.
Yes.
It is the curse that keeps on cursing. You know?
The curse that keeps on cursing. 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 The curse that keeps on cursing.
You know, we are all for a social safety net that provides food stamps. But what we would rather have is good quality jobs.
Yeah.
We are all for subsidies that help homeless people get off the street. But what we'd rather have is good quality jobs that allow people to pay for a place to live.
Yeah.
We are all for making sure that everybody has health care. But what would we rather have?
A place to live.
Good quality jobs that allow people to earn health care. What do we want?
Good quality jobs.
What do we want?
Good quality jobs.
What do we want?
Good quality jobs.
You know, I am sick and tired of hearing conservatives talk about freedom and independence. You know what my idea of freedom is? Freedom is a job that allows you to pay for the basics. Freedom is a job that allows you to be economically self-sufficient. To provide for yourself and your family by paying for food, health care, and housing. That's independence.
Yes.
And Walmart is putting working families in this country on their knees.
Yes.
We can't stand for it. We cannot stand for it. And we cannot stand for the president that we elected standing by Walmart. It is wrong, wrong again, and wrong again.
Yes.
It's time for this president to make a choice about what he really believes. It is time for this president to make a choice about what he really believes. He has said that income inequality is the defining issue of this time. It's time for him to do something about it.
Yeah.
We're calling on this president to do something about it, to stand up for Walmart workers and do the right thing.
My name is Elena Salinas. I am a member of 104 Sheet Metal Workers, and I'm here to support all those who want a living wage in the Bay Area.
So are you saying people at Walmart are having problems with living wage?
Yes, they are. We all are in this time.
How do you live in Silicon? How does somebody live in Silicon Valley without a living wage? Or what is a living wage?
You know, I'm not too sure what it is since I'm union and I'm able to, can't afford the rent here, but I do afford a room. And it's just too hard to live in the Bay Area with the prices that were actually the wages that they want to give the other workers.
So the unions have called it kind of a protest here.
Yes.
And why? Why is that?
For to help the other employees that cannot help themselves.
Mm-hmm. And do you think it's the right thing that President Obama is going to a Walmart in Silicon Valley?
Well, what I heard is that he's here more in the support of the Go Green for the solar panels on the roof, but he's really missing the whole point behind Walmart and their internal problems with their employees.
And how do they treat their employees?
Not so well. My mother used to work for them, and she wasn't able to get onto any kind of medical benefits. And they always made sure that her hours were really short so that she couldn't qualify for any of them.
So a lot of these workers are forced to go to public hospitals, get food stamps?
Yes, she was on Medicare at the time of working for Walmart.
So how is that? The federal taxpayers are paying for somebody who's working at Walmart.
Yeah, and they're sticking the government. They're sticking everything that we put into laws and regulations, and they're getting away with it.
Do you think it should be illegal for a company to pay so low wages that people have to be on public welfare?
Yes. As for myself as a builder, the apartment complex and all of the living spaces that they have going up is really too expensive for even us as union members to actually afford to live there. We don't qualify for low housing income because of our income, but yet we can't afford to live there as a regular resident of Silicon Valley.
You think
What's your name, sir?
Norman Cruz. N-O-R-M-A-N-C-R-U-Z.
Which store do you work at?
2119 in Milpitas.
Okay. And you've been there 16 years?
Yes.
Tell us, why are you here?
I'm here the way I'm asked to the all people right here, and you guys put me back at work because I got terminated for my accident. And they said I refused it for a drug test, but I didn't say no. I said I was tired and I want to go home and I don't know what to do because this is my first time accident. And I do have 3 daughters that I need to provide to go in school. I need my job back. I'm just saying, please.
He lost his job because it wasn't explained to him, the protocol. And he went to go try to speak up about it the next day. He hasn't got an open door. They keep ignoring him. 16 years of dedication.
And I will thank to everybody if you guys sign and put me back at work.
Yes. And he said, Brother Norman, 16 years of dedication, lost his job because he hurt himself on the job. He wasn't explaining the protocol, and he lost his job because he didn't understand what they were telling him.
My daughter coming in maybe next month or August, and I hope.
You're coming back tomorrow.
He's coming back tomorrow. He's coming back tomorrow. He's coming back tomorrow. He's coming back tomorrow.
When you look at all those Walmart
Bring them back to work. Bring them back to work. I don't know what they think, but I'm just right here. You can judge me, whatever, and that's your business.
I also work in Walmart for almost 2 years and a half. And then my husband got fired. He worked 16 years. It's the first time to get hurt in the work. And then he's terminating him for not taking the drug test right away. But he didn't explain us the procedure. They just always saying, you need to pay your compensation. That's why you need to take a drug test. That's it. They didn't explain us. If we're not gonna take it right away, he's gonna terminate him by refusing to take a drug test. But he already take a drug test. And I'm also here for my co-associate who having harassed overnight. We working overnight in Walmart. We petitioned one member of management, but the store manager didn't have an action because he said one people stand for that member of management, but 30 people signed to make the change in Milpitas Walmart overnight shift. But they stand for his belief that one person stand for that overnight assistant. But I think that one people that stand for overnight assistant is not being harassed, but we are being harassed. They want us to work 2 to 3 departments, but we short of people that time. That's why. And then my husband no work. My kids gotta come here by July, and his father don't have work. That's why we here. We need to support all the workers in America that he been abused.
Emmanuel Mandela.
You're at Stanford University?
Yes, yes.
What year?
I'm a freshman. I'm here to support the Walmart movement to increase their pay. I myself worked at Walmart while I was a senior in high school, and through my experience, like, I can see that people are like struggling just like basically to live, like to buy life's necessities with Walmart pay, and that should not be happening. Like,
what was your experience?
So like a lot of the people I work with, like they're like struggling to pay like their rent. And a lot of the times, like, they can't even like pay for their meals, and it's just really tough, like, seeing them. And sometimes they don't even have like 40 hours a week, and that's just really sad when Walmart makes so much money, and like they should be able to afford to give workers more hours at least.
And living in Silicon Valley, you've got all these billionaires.
Yeah, and that doesn't add up. How you have like to live here, it's like so expensive compared to like I'm from Texas, so like here is just so much more expensive to live than in Texas, and like the minimum wage here is $8.25, right? And Texas is just $7.25, and like people still struggle with that in Texas, and I can just imagine how much people have to struggle here.
So what do you say to President Obama?
To listen to us and increase the minimum wage. If he supports, if he says that America is struggling with income inequality, he needs to support us and do something about it, because he really hasn't done anything about it.
I'm Scott Myers-Lipton. I'm a professor in sociology at San Jose State University. I just saw a study that came out that cashier, because Walmart likes to say, oh, we pay them. No, it's like $11 or $12, the average worker, but that's including supervisors' wages. So the average worker I just saw for the cashier is $8.50 an hour.
And how do you live in Silicon Valley?
You can't. You can't. It's impossible. Because if you just look at, on minimum wage, if you look at minimum wage, you can't even afford rent in Silicon Valley. So we're saying, and we're here, as from San Jose coming to Mountain View, supporting the minimum wage workers. But here's the thing: our Walmart folks are in support, and they came when the Mountain View folks, when Mountain View did their city council meeting 2 weeks ago, they had 80 people. They've never had 80 people at a Mountain View city council meeting for a long time. There was 80 people that stood up, and a lot of them are Walmart workers were there.
So what does that mean?
My name is Megan Fraley. I'm a Mountain View resident.
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Louis Rocha. I'm with Communications Workers of America, Local 9423.
And why are you here today?
Well, I'm here today to express my outrage with President Obama on choosing Walmart as a location for a event to also for him to acknowledge Walmart in a positive light is very wrong. I'm here today to join in solidarity with our Walmart workers, and also to express our dismay and also our disappointment with the Democrat machine that supports this kind of outreach to the business community. We need to take a stand. We need to have values. We need to have a position that is consistent with what is best for working families, and being here at Walmart is not that by any means. They are a very anti-union employer. They are also very cheap. They are part of the problem, not part of the solution. They exploit their workers, they exploit our communities, and also they exploit workers around the world with their product line. They choose markets where workers have the least rights, lowest wages, bring those cheap products here, and then also help promote them with our workers, our families here as a way to survive. It's a vicious spiral that should be challenged, not promoted, and that's why I'm here standing today.
Are you surprised that he would come to a Walmart?
Well, I'm disappointed. Let me just say I'm disappointed, but there ain't too many surprises that I have anymore in this day and age. I mean, look, it was Clinton that brought us NAFTA, and also, this is President Obama that now is maybe taking a page out of the Clinton playbook and really disappointing the workers and the families that got him into office. And it's not going to be forgotten. I hope that encourage my labor allies, the student allies, other progressives, environmentalists that are here today to remember that are cheap. It's actions that speak louder, and let's keep their feet to the fire and not forget this, and just say in a loud unison voice, shame on President Obama, shame on any Democrat that supports these low-wage companies, and also worse, that would take any penny from them. That would also be unacceptable if they take the money from them for their own self-interest and their own campaigns.
I'm here today because my name's Libby Sayre. I'm with Communications Workers of America, and I'm outraged that President Obama, who purports to care about income inequality, is here to honor one of the main engines of income inequality in the United States, Walmart. And the fact that Walmart is getting credit for being environmentally correct is pathetic. It's the second largest polluter, second only to Chevron, in the United States. It has nowhere to go but up. So congratulations, Walmart, for promising to do better in the years to come, because you can't do worse. You're not an oil refinery.
Now, the Walmart workers who do these clothes in Bangladesh,
oh yeah, so home is sweatshop clothing. And I'd like to make an appeal to mothers. Don't shop at Walmart to send your kids back to school. Think of what's happening to the children in Bangladesh who make these clothes. And Walmart is boasting that it doesn't pay poverty wages, that the average wage for a worker in California, a full-time worker in California, is $13. Well, there aren't any full-time workers in California because Walmart cuts their wages to lower their benefit costs.
And how does a worker survive in the Bay Area right now or in Silicon Valley on Walmart wages?
You can't. You can't survive on it. That's why they're on public assistance. That's why Walmart gets a huge subsidy from the people of the state of California and the federal government. It's outrageous that Walmart should be sucking money out of the federal treasury and have the president here congratulating them.